Hi, I'm Amy Ludwig Vanderwater. I'm an author and teacher living in Western New York, and I welcome you to Day 70 of Keeping a Notebook. This is Betsy the Writing Camper. She is my vintage beeline, and we write here together. Yesterday, my son and our friend built her a shelter. And today's Keeping a Notebook chat is titled, I Made This. Hello, writing friends. Welcome back. It is day 70 of Keeping a Notebook, and I'm really happy to see you. Big high five. Today's writing chat is titled, I Made This, and it's a little bit like a chat we did way early on called With My Hands, but it's also a little bit different because this chat focuses on making only and things we have made. You also might want to think about things that others have made. I can just look around Betsy the camper here and know that these little napkin curtains were made by somebody. This crocheted doily was made by somebody. The necklace that's also crocheted around my neck was made by somebody here in Buffalo. And I have this ball of yarn, and I plan to make something with it later today. At least start making something with it later today. It's a very thin yarn. So for today's chat, all I did was think about making things. And I did start a list that I'm not finished with yet about things I've made here. And then I just started writing about making. So I made a loaf of bread, a rubber stamp, a friend, a dishcloth, a pair of mittens, a poem, a drawing, soup, ice cream, cookies, a home. I've made more things, but those are some things that I have made. This also reminded me, I'll share a link with you a little bit later. Amy Krouse Rosenthal, who is an author I have loved. She is no longer with us, a brilliant author. She made a video called 17 Things I Made, and I've shared the link for that with you. You'll see that a little bit later. So you'll enjoy seeing that and might give you some more ideas. But a list of things I made, I wrote first, and then I just started writing off of the phrase, I made this. Right now, as I write, I am making a frittata out of leftover vegetables and sausage. I always have liked frittatas, but never knew how to make one. But having Maddie and Hope living with us, I have learned it's easy. All you have to do is take any leftover veggies, cook up some sausage or bacon if you wish. Then, in a separate bowl, whisk 14 or so eggs with some milk, toss in some cheddar, mix it all together, pour it into a sprayed cast iron pan, and bake at 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes. Frittatas are forgiving. They take any of the leftovers you have, accept them into the egg mix, and in little time, you have a great meal. Frittatas seem fancy, but they're simple. Lately, I've been making lots of food with leftover veggies. Here are my best ways to use them. Frittatas, soup, pizzas, grain bowls. There's a certain great feeling to making something. The other day, I talked with my mom, and she had just made a floral wreath based on one she loved in a catalog. My mom has always been talented with all kinds of flowers, and it was fun to hear about this new wreath. We talked about how good it feels to look at something you made. When I make something, I just look at it for a long time and have a happy, satisfied feeling. It's probably my best feeling. Yesterday, Henry and Max built me a shelter for Betsy, and at night, Georgia and Alex made homemade ice cream for everybody. There are a lot of people living here right now, and someone is always making something. Hope is making a big garden. Mark is making new frames for his beehives. Making is living, and making is the mode I like best. So this, if you were wondering what all this was, these are some of the rubber stamps I've made, and I thought I'd just stamp a whole bunch of them right there. So you might think about things you've made. You might look around and see anything you own or have in your house that was made by somebody else. And just think off the phrase, if you wish, I made this. And you never know where it'll take you. And maybe today you'll make something. It's going to be a very hot day here today. And so I will be somewhere in a cool little corner, maybe with a fan blowing on me, trying to make something out of this very light yarn. Take good care. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. This is my writing for today, including a list to finish and some rubber stamps I made. And here is Betsy the Writing Camper's new shelter to protect her from the rain. Thank you, Mark, for picking this out, and thank you, Henry and Max, for building it. If you like thinking about things people make, know this. Amy Krouse Rosenthal was a brilliant author. You can watch her 17 Things I Made video here. If we pay good attention, we'll notice that many things we don't even think about have been made by others. What might you make today?